Hey guys, it's Kat. Hey guys, it's Kat. So, today I'm gonna do like a quick story time video. I'm gonna try to make Panda, shut up!
Yeah, he just heard some lions on the film I'm watching.
Oh, is that what he's barking at?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to make the story time as quick as possible because like it's probably gonna be like 13 minutes because I'm long-winded as hell. But actually, let me explain the hood. Normally you can like see my hair down in my face and my hood normally isn't up. But you see, here's the thing. I sheared off half of my hair a few days ago because it was just really damaged at the ends and stuff. So now my hair is quite a bit shorter than it was. And I like it. I'm going to keep it that way for a while, but I am currently trying to strip out the blue so I can go orange in a few days. And like I'm like literally right there. Like it's literally almost out to the point where I can put another color over it. But I have vitamin C in my hair right now, so like I look like I have dried grass on my head right now because it's still processing, so that's why I have the hood up. So I've spoken about this experience before previously, but I did not describe it this way. And now that I'm like looking back on it, I'm actually like, wow, that was like a really horrible experience. I should make a storytime video about that like on its own. So this is my worst piercing experience. My lip piercing experience, so let's get into it. So around like almost a year ago now, I'm sorry I'm playing with this little bag. So like around a year ago now, I went to Glens Falls, New York with my family. I go there 3 times a year. It's kind of just like a thing. If you know me, it's just visiting family, you know? And I made a video about a year ago talking about my lip piercing experience. I have had my snake bites done 2 times because the first time, which is the time that I'm going to talk about, was horrible. I made a video right after I had it done called Do Lip Piercings Hurt, and then I did an update to that video and all that. But in the video I didn't really talk about the experience like in its entirety, and now looking back on it I'm like, wow, that was a really horrible experience, and the guy had like no experience with piercings at all. So we're just gonna get into it from that perspective. Right like from the get-go. We go into this piercing place and the guy's like doing his thing. Mind you, this piercing place, other than this guy, is pretty great, but I'm gonna get into that in a minute. So I go in, and this was before the place moved, because I went there to get my navel pierced, and I talked about that in my last video. But, and they moved locations, and their new location is, like, super nice. Their old location was nice, too. But basically, I went in to get this piercing, like, on a whim, and when I went in and did it, the place was, like, kind of, you know, like, very different setup than what it is now. And the guy just kind of was like, okay, well, I'm gonna take you in, and we're gonna like, he just kind of like plopped me in a random chair. All my other piercings that I've gotten done, they like take me into a nice like sterilized room with like a nice little chair that I can lay back in and relax. This guy just like pulled up a random chair and told me to sit down. Basically, he's like marking all of the, I swear my camera just moved on its own. But, so like, you know, he's just like marking the spots and all that. And mind you, every other time I've gotten a piercing done, they normally mark you with tattoo ink, which is obviously the safe thing to do because it's safe to go in your fucking skin. I didn't know that at the time, so I didn't know that what this guy was doing was totally wrong. He literally took like a fucking, like a Bic pen and used it to mark it. First of all, putting pen ink into a fresh piercing is not good. It's not sanitary. I'm really surprised they didn't get infected and like fall out, but that's not okay. So he marked them once. They were like higher, I guess, and kind of far apart, and I was like, hey, can you move them down and like make them closer together? And he was like, okay, sure. So he did that, and they looked fine. So he goes in to do the first piercing, and this is where I realized, like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have done this. And I've heard the YouTuber by the name Rolly talk about this. He said, I hate it when piercers fuck up somebody's face to a degree that is like bad because they can't admit that they've made a mistake and say like, hey, I made a mistake, we can come back and do this another time, I won't make you pay. Like, he's talked about this a million times. If you are a piercer and you fuck up, just admit that you fucked up, don't try to fix it and have the person come in another time after it heals. So basically that's what happened with this first piercing. He put the piercing in, mind you, you know, he pierced it, not painful at all, tried to thread the jewelry in, and I guess the jewelry was not going through the hole, so, I just spit. The jewelry was not going through the hole, so he takes the needle out do not do that because that immediately closes the hole and that just makes it worse. He starts like trying to force the jewelry in. I am in so much pain and my lip is bleeding. He's like trying to get paper towels to like clean up all the blood. The jewelry still isn't going in properly. So he puts the needle through again and eventually like threads the jewelry through and he's like, okay, this won't happen with the next one. And it didn't happen with the next one, but that side was still like traumatic. And then I look at it and they look a little uneven and I'm like, this is a little uneven. Like one is further over and higher up than the other. And he was like, well, like the distance, like you're probably just seeing things. And as for one being higher than the other, it's probably just because the one on the left side is swelling more because we had a little more difficulty with it. No, Patrick, you just fucked up. I just said the guy's name. Is that illegal? No, okay. So, so he just made that excuse. And I rolled with that dumbass excuse for months before I decided to take the left side out and get it re-pierced. Because everybody was like, hey, your piercings are like really uneven. And I was like, no they're not, no they're not. That's just because of my teeth, because I have fucked up teeth. But my piercings aren't uneven, no. Mind you, I was not pierced with a swell bar like you're supposed to be when you have oral piercings done. I was just pierced with a regular oral bar. And because this side was not pierced correctly, it embedded and I had to have it cut out. But I made an entire video about that. And I rolled with having these uneven ass piercings for months before I decided, like, hey, yeah, this guy fucked up and like charged me $75 and I can't get a refund now because I'm not in the state. So I took it out and I got it re-pierced. So I had all kinds of complications because of that horrible piercing experience, but thankfully I went back to my studio back home and had it fixed. And now I have like good, even snakebite piercings now, so. Just a quick little story time about my worst piercing experience, just as like a little video for me to do to like tie you guys over because I've been really busy with school. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And until then, have a good day or night or whatever. Wow.